David and Goliath. Long ago, there was a time of great conflict between the Israelites and the Philistines. Two armies stood on opposite sides of a valley, facing each other day after day. The tension was heavy, and fear filled the hearts of many soldiers. No one dared to step forward, because among the Philistines stood a giant unlike any other. His name was Goliath. Goliath was massive in size, towering over everyone who saw him. He wore heavy armor, carried powerful weapons, and his voice echoed across the battlefield. Every day, he stepped forward and challenged the army of Israel. He called for a single warrior to come and fight him. The outcome of that one battle would decide everything, but no one had the courage to face him. The soldiers of Israel were afraid. Even the strongest warriors hesitated. The sight of Goliath alone was enough to fill them with fear. They believed that defeating him was impossible. Day after day, the challenge continued, and still no one stepped forward. Meanwhile, a young shepherd named David lived far from the battlefield. He was not a soldier. He spent his days caring for sheep, protecting them from danger, and trusting God in the quiet moments of his life. He was young, unknown, and seemed unimportant in the eyes of others. One day, David was sent by his father to bring food to his brothers, who were part of the army. When he arrived at the battlefield, he heard Goliath's challenge, but unlike everyone else, David did not see an unbeatable giant. He saw a challenge that could be faced with faith. The battle. As David listened to Goliath, he was surprised by the fear around him. He asked why no one was stepping forward to face the giant. To David, this was not just a battle between men, it was a matter of faith. He believed that no enemy was greater than God. While others saw danger, David saw an opportunity to stand strong. When David offered to fight Goliath, people were shocked. He was young and had no experience in battle. King Saul himself doubted him. He told David that he was only a boy, while Goliath had been a warrior for many years. But David did not rely on strength or experience. He spoke about how he had protected his sheep from lions and bears. He trusted that the same God who protected him before would protect him again. Saul finally agreed to let David fight, but first he tried to give him armor. David put it on, but it felt heavy and unfamiliar. He realized that he could not fight using someone else's strength. So he removed the armor and chose what he knew best. He picked up his sling and selected 5 smooth stones from a nearby stream. As David walked toward Goliath, the giant laughed at him. He could not believe that such a young boy had come to face him. Goliath expected an easy victory, but David was not afraid. He declared that he came in the name of God, not with weapons or armor. His confidence came from faith, not size or power. In one swift moment, David placed a stone in his sling, aimed carefully, and released it. The stone flew through the air and struck Goliath directly on his forehead. The giant fell to the ground. In that instant, the battle was over. The one everyone feared had been defeated by someone no one expected. Conclusion. The moment Goliath fell, everything changed. Fear turned to victory. The army that once felt powerless suddenly found courage. They realized that the giant they feared was not unbeatable after all. What seemed impossible had been overcome. David's victory was not just about defeating a giant, it was about showing that faith is stronger than fear. While others relied on size, strength, and weapons, David relied on trust in God. His courage came from believing that he was not alone in the battle. This story teaches an important lesson for all of us. In life, we all face giants. They may not be physical, but they can be fears, challenges, or obstacles that seem too big to overcome. Like the soldiers, we may feel afraid and unsure of what to do. But David's story reminds us that courage does not come from being the strongest or the most experienced. It comes from faith.
When you believe that you are guided and supported, even the biggest challenges can be faced. Sometimes the solution is not what we expect. Just like David used a simple sling instead of heavy armor, the answer to our problems may come in ways we did not imagine. What matters is having the courage to take that step forward. In the end, the message is clear. No matter how big your giant may seem, it can be defeated. With courage, faith, and belief, even the impossible becomes possible.